Now to America's dramatic call to arms amid fears President-elect Barack Obama will reform the country's controversial gun laws. Brady Halls reports from the state of Texas on the gun revolt everyone should fear.
Hi, I'm Chuck Norris, a black belt patriot. If some thug breaks into my home, I'd prefer he look down the barrel of my gun.
How much is that?
I've got a 9mm, a Smith & Wesson 9mm, but I want to upgrade to something bigger.
Action man Chuck Norris is leading the charge.
And I approve this message.
Just let them try and outlaw those guns.
People are scared to death.
It's another busy day in this Texan gun store.
But it's handguns, it's ammunition, assault rifles.
And folk here have one person in their sight.
Obama. The fear of the laws are changing, not Obama. The fear of the laws are changing.
They're double parked out front of the cheaper-than-dirt gun store in Dallas.
We've come in here to get the AK-47s.
Inside, they're too deep at the counter.
It's this busy all day long every day. It's crazy.
It's been this way since Election Day.
Yeah, I want enough lead to physically knock somebody down. 9mm won't physically knock somebody down.
Young and old, rich and poor, they're all in here.
You can take our mother before you can take our guns.
Alan has brought his son Jacob for the family's latest purchase.
We don't like, somebody being able to tell us what we can have or what we can't have, and for the legitimate citizens, because, we're going to be responsible gun owners. But if they take them away from us, then the only people that will have them will be the criminals.
The front wall says it all. The poster of the president-elect and his anti-gun comments sits right alongside the target practice posters of Osama bin Laden and plane hijackers.
A couple weeks before the election, when Obama started getting a little bit ahead in the polls, his deals on gun control just scared him.
And so began the panic, with sales at Dwayne Irwin's store going through the roof.
We're up 426%.
Customers are spending more than $100,000 a day at Dwayne's shop. No recession here. This is one industry thriving. Tighter laws has prompted Troy to get something more at home on the battlefield of Iraq, not the streets of Dallas.
This probably is on the hit list, but no, we've been looking at them for 2 or 3 years. So
people are afraid of some civil unrest. A lot of guys are saying, hey, I need to buy the extra ammunition, an extra gun, just in case something happens.
Yeah, you want to protect them.
So Gary wants his wife Sharon to have her own gun.
I don't want my daughter being a statistic on the news one night.
They also picked up one of the 45 different brands of pepper spray on sale here.
Can I ask, are you carrying a gun on you now?
I've got a couple, actually.
Really?
Sure. Don't you?
Historically, Texas is the most conservative of the states. It's home to gun-loving President George Bush and where the gun took the life of another president.
President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
This small cross signifies the exact spot where he was gunned down. And that is the former Texas School Book Depository building. And over here is the grassy knoll, a term that is sometimes used today to express suspicion.
They take our guns away. The bad guys are going to turn their stuff in, so now I've got to fight somebody with a gun. I have to fight them with a baseball bat.
That suspicion still runs deep in Texas.
How many you got?
I don't know, maybe 10.
Laura's a suburban mum packing 10 guns and living in fear of Inauguration Day.
We would rather be, safe and have what we need for protection, it's just for home protection, than not, so we're trying to get it done before January.
Have you ever had to use your gun for protection?
Thank goodness, no. Never.
Remarkably, I didn't find one person here who'd use their gun for protection, even at my next stop.
Just beyond the highway, there's an open plain, and it keeps me going.
It was the same story all over Texas, even in its remote corners.
Is this the way to Amarillo? Every night I've been hugging my pillow.
You'd be forgiven for thinking everyone calls their gun Marie in Amarillo.
That sweet Marie who waits for me.
the Texans, they like, we like our guns. So.
At Panhandle Gunslingers, owner Charlie Stokes can't keep up with demand.
Handguns, semi-auto, AR-15s, SKSs, AK-47s.
And the same fears hold fast here.
It's what the president will probably want to get rid of.
Have you got one of those?
I've got 4.
I think they're afraid that they're not going to be able to purchase what they want. I didn't vote for him. I'll tell you, I didn't.
Out back, she's got a firing range where the cuddly grandma takes on the role of Annie Oakley.
You can't take a gun away from a Texan?
No, probably not. Not this one, anyway.
Clive and his brother Bob have popped in to sharpen up on their accuracy, fearing attack.
Ever had to use yours for protection at all?
I never have had to, and I hope I never do have to. I don't believe that our new president-elect is going to be as kind to us as the others have been.
On the windy plains of Amarillo, Orwell has made an artistic statement on his ranch with his old tractors. And he's a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms.
I've got my guns. I think everybody's probably entitled to a gun.
Each day in America, more than 80 people die from guns.
Show me your goddamn hands!
Ever.
Another 200 are wounded. And compared to other countries, American kids are 16 times more likely to be murdered with a gun.
Barack Obama opposes my right to own a handgun for self-defense.
The NRA spent $10 million in advertising against Barack Obama during the election campaign.
Defend freedom. Defeat Obama.
Tell that to Derek O'Dell.
They don't know the emotional damage that it does.
The 21-year-old Virginia Tech student who was shot by a crazed gunman and left for dead last year.
He came into our room and he started firing into our class. He shot our professor, he shot my classmates, and then he turned the gun on me and shot me too.
He was a 23-year-old South Korean here in the U.S.
Every day he relives the mental and physical torture because laws have allowed too many guns in too many hands.
This is something that certainly needs to be changed in order to save the lives of many people in this country.
Big guys like us have an easier time consuming.
But a wave of panic buying is hitting America.
People are just terrified.
Terrified their guns will be taken away from them and terrified of the next massacre.
Because if this did happen again, it would be something that would just be almost unbearable for me because, in a way, it would be like we didn't learn from this tragedy. We didn't learn from our mistakes.
We're all God-fearing Christian men, but we do like our guns.
It's a massive issue, and be prepared to hear more on that story in coming months. The new US administration will have control of the Senate for the first time in decades, where tighter gun laws will have a clear passage to be enacted.